I think he might be the best player I've ever seen. Right after I was done talking about Curry, I think Curry was one of my first favorite players. My first favorite player was Kobe mainly, and Dirk, and a little bit T Mac and Gilbert. But my favorite players really are Kobe, Dirk, Steph Curry, and those are really my favorite players off the top. Kobe, Dirk, and Steph. And Jokic necessarily isn't one of my favorite, but I've turned into because last year a lot of my friends and people I talk to, people I be around, they don't give him his credit. They don't say that he's the best in the planet. I've been saying he's the best in the planet for like 3 years. People still today try to say like Luka, like so. I basically turned into a Jokic defender, saying he's the best player for like 3 years now, and I kind of turned like I do like him. I'm a fan now, but that's not one of my favorite players. That would be Kobe, Dirk, a little bit T Mac and Gilbert, but Kobe, Dirk, Steph. And I liked Paul George for a while, but he upset me, man. He just had some ups and downs. But so yeah, Jokic, he's probably the best player I've ever seen, along with Stephen Curry, LeBron, and Kobe. He's right up there with them. And that's not necessarily my greatest players of all time or my best players of all time list. Let me know if y'all want that. I could do that. I could drop that. I could make that. But in terms of just the best players I've ever seen, like I've watched off the top, Jokic, Steph, peak LeBron, Kobe. And yeah, Jokic, he's amazing, man. Just the way he can impact the game. It's kind of like Steph. I said this because well, that's my favorite player, so people whatever, but people talk about the gravity of Steph and how that's what makes him like, and I agree, that's what makes him even crazier than ever is because he can impact the game off ball, one of the best off ball players ever. The gravity and attention he commands by moving off ball and just always being on the floor. He's a threat to shoot, threat to kill you. You even seen in the game yesterday, like when he gets the ball and you have a late closeout, one little fake, you're gonna just be flying because like you're scared as heck of him to shoot. So that shooting ability makes him even more deadly off the dribble and just a threat because you 1 second late and he's so good at moving off ball. Like I was gonna bring up myself, but that does not matter. It's like kind of like a receiver on the basketball court. He's just always moving. I move a lot too, but then he gets open, he gets the ball, you're flying, you're off your feet. He's always got an advantage. And I feel that kind of like Jokic, not in the same way, but from the fact that he can impact the game from so many ways. Screening, off ball, post up. No shot in basketball is more efficient or action than a Jokic post up. You got those hooks and floaters just unguardable. He's too big. Post, step through, like it's just nasty. Like, and he's so skilled. He's shooting the three ball well now too. So it's like that's not a weakness. Like he's deadly. He's putting up numbers we've never ever seen before. Like consistent triple doubles. Like, and it's not just like the numbers. It's the way. It's the impact. You could watch and see like his playmaking is. He's the best passer in the league. Hallie, LeBron, a couple others up there, but he's clearly the best passer in the league. One of the best rebounders in the league. One of the best scorer in the league. Yes, Shea and Luka get up there. A couple other guys, but Jokic, in terms of efficiency, getting to his shot, getting what he wants, post game, he can spot up two, he can hit a three, creation, best scorer in the league. Best, and if you're talking strictly offensively, then Jokic is probably the best. I agree with what Nerd Sesh be saying. He's probably the greatest offensive player ever. And a lot of people will hear that and be like, whoa, whoa. But, like, I agree. I mean, there's obviously others. LeBron, Magic, Jordan, Steph, Kobe, KD. But Jokic is up there. Purely offense, he's one of the best players I've ever seen. And just one of the best players overall I've ever seen with Steph, Kobe, LeBron. And, yeah, the way he can just impact the game, like, without the ball, too. Like, he can impact the game literally by just standing up straight. Because he's so big, he's so wide, he's so huge. He can literally just walk in front. You have the ball, he walks in front and just stands up, and he's in the way. He literally he don't even need to be setting a screen. It is a screen, but he doesn't need to be in screen formation. He can literally just walk and stand not even face you, and just be effective because you go around that. They got to fight to go through him. And him standing like sideways is like the same as me standing like this, setting a screen. He could stand sideways and cover that same ground. And so, yeah, cutting, screening, off ball, them passes, like, I could explain it better, but he's just unstoppable. Three ball, give him the ball, you double him, he's going to make a play. So it's just like he is literally unguardable. There's literally nothing you can do. One-on-one posts, taking him every time. There's some players who can give him trouble, but it's just like anybody. Like, yeah, they can give him trouble, but there's no stopper. There's no one who can really stop him. He's going to get his... It's just, can you make it a hard 30? Or is it just going to be easy? Give him the ball in the post. He's going to do some. He can play off ball. He can spot up. He can literally impact the game by just standing up straight. If you give him the ball in double, he's going to make the play. He can make all the passes. Great outlet passer. Offensive, defensive rebounding. There's literally like no hole in his game. Touch, floaters, it's just efficiency. Nobody like him. As a big man. Besides Kareem, it's like the most talented, best center ever besides Kareem. And yeah, there's Shaq. Shaq, Hakeem, Wilt, there's a bunch of great all-time centers. But me personally, just with the skill and offensive talent, he's one of the best centers players. He's not necessarily a top 10 player all-time yet, but very close. Steph is a top 10 player. And I think he could be like what Shaq said. How Shaq was like, Steph deserves to be in the GOAT convo. It's not even the fact, like, that may not be true. Steph may not be in the GOAT convo. But the fact that you got Shaq on TV saying that, that's quite the feat alone. Like, that's how good he is. And I think Jokic could get to that point. And I feel a little bad for him with the firing the coach. Because it's just like, it seems like he's so good, they always have a chance. Like, I'm kind of still high on them, but it's just like the West is so talented and deep, and they're good, but there's just something missing. Like, you need Jamal Murray to be like on his game and healthy. You need everyone to just be on their game, and it doesn't look too good for the Nuggets. Like, and I wouldn't say it's his fault. Him alone, it's like you can't knock what he's doing. Like, he makes everyone better. Like, there's only so much he can do. He's so great that they got a chance regardless. Like, I don't know who I'm going to pick in that series. I'm going to probably do some pickings just off the top, like, for some fun. But, yeah, like if he could just add more rings to his resume, that's the part. Like, if he just can win more rings, he's going to be up there. He could be in that same type of atmosphere. And, I'm just saying this as, like, someone who, like, follows it and, like, loves the game. Like, Steph Curry being my favorite player, Jokic doesn't necessarily isn't my favorite player. I'm not going to just say, oh, he could get up there with him, I'm saying this because I really believe that. Curry's the better, like, overall all-time player. He's a top 10 player. Jokic isn't there yet, but Jokic is still at that age. Like, that's the thing with him, like, asking out maybe, but that's not really his thing. People know that. That's not really his style. He's not the type of person to demand out. But I don't know. It's just kind of like, he's so great. I want to see him win at least one more ring. Like, I hope he gets one more ring before he retires. I don't know how or what, but it'll be fun to watch his journey because he's so good. They always got a chance. Probably not going to win the title this year, but they got a chance. Thunder, Lakers, Golden State, Nuggets, Clippers can win it too, but Kawhi just has to stay healthy, and we know how that goes. I think it was 2 years ago, around 420, we're in LA. I think Clippers were up 2-0 on the Suns, and we're like, oh yeah, game 3, we found some tickets, and we're there. We go to the game. A day before, we buy the tickets. And then, like, the day of, Kawhi, I'm hurt, I'm out. Rest of the series. Paul George is already out. So instead of watching Book, Kevin Durant, Kawhi, Paul George, we got Book, KD, and Russell Westbrook, who had like 20 points that game. Book went off. I think he had like 40 or something like that, 30. He had something like that, and the Suns won. But yeah, it was literally just like that. Like, you're up 2-0. We can't wait to go to the game. Game 3, they're up 2-0. We don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be a good game. This is a real series. And then Kawhi gets hurt after we buy the tickets. And we still go to the game, and it's still fun. But you know how it would have been if Kawhi's there. It just would have meant more. It just would have been more. But yeah, he's just crazy. And then you see Jokic like on the sideline with the clipboard. He could just do it all, man. He's insane. He's over here coaching the team. Like, he's really a horse, which is ironic. He is a horse. He is like a one man engine. Like, you just gotta, hopefully, we'll see what they can do this year. I wouldn't bet against them. If they went on a run and won the title, I would not be shocked because he's going to be the best player pretty much in every series. But we'll see what happens, and hopefully they could just, I don't know how, but hopefully they can keep adding and improving the team, and hopefully they'll be more dangerous next year. Because I just want to see him win like one or two more rings just to appreciate the greatness he has. Like, because if he can do that, he's going to be in that top 10. He's going to be up there because he's arguably the best offensive player ever, one of the best centers ever, the most talented, best passing center of all time. Just nasty, nasty. Can do it all, man. Doesn't really have a whole, except for the defense. I don't bang on him as much for his defense because it's like they used to do that with Curry, and it was like, oh yeah, Curry's so good at offense. It kind of, and then now Curry's at a point where he's like not necessarily a negative. He's around like the average. And people will say, like, yeah, they still hunt. Like, I get that, but Curry's not necessarily like a hole or a negative. Even Kyrie, they're at a point in their career where they give effort. And that's what Jokic gives you, like, most of the time. Sometimes this year is one of his worst, like, defensive years, but he's still such a smart defender. He gets steals. Like, he knows how to play the lanes and poke at the ball and swipe at it. But that would be his one little hole. He's not the greatest. Most centers are like, they got the two-way and the rim protection. So he's just different. But in terms of offense, just one of the greatest offense because he's got it all. Rebounding, scoring, off-ball, screening, passing, just everything. So, yeah, he's up there for best offense. He probably is the best offensive and probably is one of the best players I've ever seen. Kobe, LeBron, Steph. He's part of that. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about Luka. A lot of my friends, they're like his favorite. He's like their favorite player. Yeah, but my friends, they freaking love him. They glaze him so bad. Like, he gets glazed. They talk about I glaze. I don't glaze. I give Jokic. That's not my favorite player or nothing. I just have to defend him against y'all for not saying he's the best player on the planet, which he's the best player on the planet. And it's not really close. I would say there's a little gap between him and the next best player. Last year it was Luka. Luka at his peak is Luka when he's himself and at his peak is the second best player on the planet. And if he were to reach his maximum absolute peak and lead a team to a title, we could have that conversation. He could be better than Jokic for a certain period of time or whatever. Yeah, but I like Luka. I like him a lot. I love watching him play. He's one of the best, one of my favorite players to watch. His game, I like it. I love watching him play, especially for the Lakers. Like, he's like with the stuff he can do is fantastic. Dribble, step back. He's huge. He's big. Pace, plays at his own pace. Magnificent passer. It's just like he's kind of got that thing too, where it's like it's not as crazy as Jokic because he doesn't have the efficiency, and the way he passes is a little bit different. And he's more ball dominant. He's the ball a little bit more. But he still can just like the way he can create shots for himself and his get wide open shots for his teammates it's impressive. So I love watching him play. And my friends, they love him and glaze him. But he's a great player, so it's all good. Me, I would probably rank him probably the third or fourth best player. I like Jokic and Shea right now. Maybe Giannis. Giannis is tearing it up too. But at his peak, he's the second best player, and he has that ceiling in him to be the best player in the world. So I like Luka. And I just want to talk a little bit about his return. He comes back to Dallas, and, it's everyone's seen where he was crying and lip quivering and is emotional. And it all makes sense, like, especially for someone like him, like, that was drafted there or started there and coming from where he's from Euro, and just starting a new chapter of his life, and was there for a long time and was planning on living there and being there for a long, long, long time. Something that's not supposed to happen is trading a player like that. He just blindsided him, like, of course, like, and then he just goes and drops 40 on him, and it just like, it's like, wow, like, Nico Harrison is just like, let's go back to his quote. He goes, some, I probably won't even be here in 10 years or whatever. Like, I don't know if I'll be here in 10 years. Well, what did trading away your 25-year-old franchise superstar building block person who literally just brought you to a finals? What does that do? I'm not gonna be here in 10 years. Well, you might have sped that up even further. Because unlike before, no one was on you. No one was like, "Oh, Nico, he's a bad." They were more like, "Oh, look what he did last year by adding those pieces and the team going on a finals run." Yeah, you guys lost in the finals, but the Celtics are one of the most talented teams ever. It's okay to lose. A lot of teams, when they play in their first finals, they have rough experiences and performances. So I might not be here in 10 years. Well, now you got people outside of your stadium basically rioting. Fire Nico. Like, what are you doing? You got people in the game, mid game. They're like, fire Nico. Now you have people in your own stadium yelling to fire you. So I don't really like, it's all BS to me, man. Like, that's just total BS. Like, I don't get it that at all. It's got to be one of the worst moves ever. He's so like, it's just like, ugh. Like, I'd be disgusted with him too. Like, you're gonna trade our best player and you're gonna come to the game and like, what? I don't regret. Like, you're gonna regret it. You're not gonna be here in 10 years. Well, now you're not. You may not be here. I don't know. They may stick out with you. I don't know. But now you got the whole fan base basically turning on you, and for good reason. And you look like a dunce. So I don't know the reasonings. I don't know about any conspiracy theories, but that was phony. Like, you don't really do that. And the only way it would even be like a tie or worth it or like redeemable is if y'all won like 2 rings or even win one ring. You're not guaranteed that you're even going to win one ring. You just made it to the finals. And now your team's a playing team. We don't even know if you're going to get in. And Kyrie's hurt. AD got hurt like the first week, and it just is. And you didn't, everyone know, I don't need to talk about it too much. Like, at this point, people know, like, you didn't get what you could have got. You didn't even get Austin Reeves. You didn't even walk away with Connect. You didn't get enough capital. You didn't get enough picks. You didn't get enough players. You didn't get enough. You failed your organization and your fans. Let's just call it how it is. It is a failure. If in the if world, if you would have just kept Luka and y'all would have never made like another finals or never went on another run, you'd be more accepted by your fans and everyone. And maybe that's not your job to be accepted by the fans or something, but like, what are you doing? What are you doing? We just said most people think he's the second best player in the league. In his prime, he's younger than the best player in the league. He's in his prime. He has plenty way to go. He's just entering his prime. And you see with the Lakers, when I see him, he looks like he's got that thing back. Like, he at least seems motivated. And maybe he wasn't that motivated for y'all, but you got to figure that out. Even a unmotivated or in shape Luka can drag y'all to the finals. So he looks in shape now. Maybe it's just the LA thing and it's LeBron, but you just don't do that. And you see what happens. He comes to y'all stadium and drops a 40 piece on y'all, and the fans are booing Nico and calling for his job, which makes all the sense in the world. So Nico, you tripping. And shout out Luka. Lakers, they could easily go on a run. A lot of people have them as a top contender. I may have them as a top contender. So you just made the Lakers, you made them better. More people have them as a higher contender before than they would with AD. Most people were just like, they don't have it. And it's weird because, like, at very first I was like, okay, I don't know if this helps them this year. It just made Luka so good paired with LeBron, and LeBron's so good. We got to give LeBron credit for adapting and being able to play with Luka. LeBron's just such a smart basketball player that he's just like, okay, I'm going to learn and I'm going to adapt and I'm going to play off of Luka. And they just mesh together. And he can go from being a ball dominant player to, like, he can play off of him. He can play off the ball. He can cut. He's smart. He's just IQ. He's the glorious king. He's arguably the GOAT. Michael Jordan 1A, LeBron 1B, LeBron 1A, and Jordan 1B. That's what we're talking about here. At age 40. He's 40. Never seen this before. Ever. Only other thing off the top of my head comparable to it is Brady in football. This is just insane. And they trade for Luka. And even though the fit is like, yeah, y'all lost one of the best defensive players and got one of the worst, but it just gave them life. He's so good. They don't have necessarily a defensive big, but they have a lot of size. They're all huge. Their starting lineup besides Austin Reeves, and Austin Reeves is a pretty big guy. He's like 6'5", 6'6", something like that. I don't know his exact height, but he's a taller guard. And he's like the smallest dude in your lineup besides Gabe. All these other guys are like 6'8 plus, 6'7", 6'8", 6'9", tall, big, strong. So yeah, Lakers they're up there.